So we on Facebook Live, eh?
Yeah, we're on Facebook Live.
Okay.
The internet is a mess in this country.
Yeah.
I think let's start. Let's start. Let's go. So somebody was asking a question, but they've all they've been disconnected now, but they are coming back. Let's give them a brief time to come back. Someone was asking a question. Mahmoud Ba, he said, "What inspires you to get up every day to honor your task of lecturing at the university, despite the difficult conditions lecturers are faced with?" Hello, Commissioner.
Yeah.
Can you
So
hear me?
I see my. Yeah, I'm getting you. Yes,
Yes.
yes. Are you getting me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, I can hear you. And you
Yes.
get the way. So from my first degree, second degree, first master, second master, all through scholarships. So it is time for me to come back and my country and pay back in my own little way. All right. So if I tell you the money they are giving us, it's you will just laugh. I'm telling you, it's so meager. But see how much we are putting our best to make sure students come out, understand the law and be an embodiment of the law. Once that we can be proud of, once that can make a difference in the legal environment in Sierra Leone. So that is the motivation. First, it's a duty. I have been recruited as an associate lecturer by the government of Sierra Leone. So that's a duty I have to, whether I like it or not. I must fulfill all my tasks. But much more, I think the driving force, the motivation, why I'm not going out or if I've gone to other international jobs and all of these things, is because to
So, sir,
me, I
so
want to give something
So, Commissioner, do you
to pay
want
back.
to agree with Mr. Mahmoud Ba that your term of service, your conditions of service is very very difficult. It's one that is so
Yeah, it
difficult.
is. It is. Yes, yes, it is. It is.
So
It's
so
it's
so
it's really deployed.
so how can we
It's
get
really
around
deployed.
this? How can we remedy this situation? What can we do as a nation?
Yes, well, yeah, I agree with you. I think we have to have a conversation around this, especially with respect to remuneration for teachers, lecturers, because these are people who are really contributing to to the um to the to the nation's development in terms of human capital development. And there's no viable indicator of progress other than human capital development. And so those who are making it happen should be satisfied. Today, teachers are among the most disgruntled, set of workers in our nation. Every day you see people are just, in fact, when you see a teacher these days, it appears as if you are saying something else. But before now, early independence hour, you can sense that people were proud to be teachers. So people are not proud. In fact, some people consider you as a failure when you go to teaching. Say, this is my another job. All right. So that's how it is. And you can see many lecturers are there, they don't even have a car, and then you have students who are really, so it's a tough thing because you have to look smart. If you want to teach, you want to also be an example. If you say people must be smart, neatly dressed, carry themselves, in a way that reflects loyaliness, then you also have to reflect that. But you see us most of the time with one shoe, one pair of shoe all the time, one or two coats and all the time. It's quite a difficult thing, but that is not going to hinder us. Some of us have committed ourselves to taking that path, as advocates and academics and people who want to just be an agent of change. When we liberate the mind of students, then we can definitely liberate the mind of the nation.
All right. So at this moment, I want to express and register our deepest apologies for the quality of the internet facility. We almost understand that we are in Sierra Leone. We are trying. We are using our phones as internet gadgets. That is why we are asking for sponsorship. If these mobile companies will come and sponsor us, even our online tutorials, we are going through a lot with internet connectivity, especially to get the tutors. We have to connect with tutors to Zoom or Skype. It's very, very, very difficult for us to get people to come and help because of the way the internet facilities is. That Commissioner, we are experiencing so much difficulty with your internet connectivity. I don't know where you're calling from. Are you broadcasting from Waterloo or, or Wilkinson?
I'm residing at the west end of Freetown at
Okay.
Wilkinson Road.
Okay, but
Yeah,
you see,
just
imagine you
know,
are
but
you are
it's
at Wilkins Road and you are experiencing such
yes,
internet
yeah. I think the weather,
connectivity.
in fact, it appears as if it's going to rain. Maybe that's what is causing it.
Okay,
But I think we are making progress now.
yes. So, Commissioner, take us through your international life. I mean, you've gone to Pretoria. It was one of the most beautiful universities in Africa, and
Yes, I will advertise for Pretoria. If you
yes,
want to be a human rights guru in the world, please apply.
I've
There's a
seen,
scholarship.
I've tasted a little bit of Pretoria. I know what I am talking about. I remember I have so
No,
many gadgets of the
yes,
and costumes of University of Pretoria. When we are at Botswana, we are
yes,
supplied so many Pretoria gadgets. So
yes,
take us through
yes,
your days at Pretoria.
yes. I think that is the beginning of my journey on human rights advocacy. Because there I discovered myself, and the cause is one that, and I look forward to us in Sierra Leone, University of Sierra Leone, having such model in terms of learning. The learning is it's purely practicalized. It's not academic, and it's not practicalized learning. For example, there's a module that has to do with moot courts and live proceedings. So there's a whole module where you will have to go to the constitutional court. They took us there, and we witnessed a live proceedings between the government of Zimbabwe and one farmer who sued the president and the government of Zimbabwe, and they had a judgment, and they came to South Africa to enforce the judgment. So South Africa is a country that has a constitution that is monoistic in nature and allows for the enforcement of international judgments. Beautiful country, right?
I'm telling
Even
you.
their constitution is powerful. It
I
allows. So yeah.
I
So it
I
came
was
to yeah, go
I
ahead.
was at Oliver Tambo, and I sat at Oliver Tambo airport, and I saw South Africa from a distance. Oh my God, South Africa
Yeah.
is way way away from Africa.
Yeah,
So
it is.
I
It
could
is.
imagine
And you
the
understand.
exposure and the experience you had during your days at Pretoria, and I sensed
Yes.
that. I sensed that when we did international sorry introduction to law with you, I sensed the
Yeah.
enthusiasm in you that you want to bring a replica of that style of learning to
Yes.
Sierra Leone. So
Yes.
what are the
It's
limitations? What are the challenges for us to achieve that? For us to be like Pretoria, for us to be like the University of Botswana. These are African
yeah. So
countries.
first, I agree. So first, there should be a mindset for change, because that's the biggest problem we're having even at FBC. People still want to give learning in the 21st century and still hold on to the 16th century mode of application of learning. If our learning is to fit into the 21st century, we must apply the 21st century methods so that it becomes relevant. See, so I cannot understand why a whole, learning should take place in university at this era, and we don't go e-learning, we don't go on PowerPoint, we don't go on Skype as we are doing now. You have to have these facilities where students can call on the lecturer and groups can even Zoom and Skype, and I take it further. So the learning should transcend even beyond the classroom.
Of
It should
course.
be informal, it should be practical in nature,
Of course.
such that it becomes fun.
Of
The
course.
learning should be fun. If it's not fun, then it's going to be very, very tough on everyone.
Of
And
course.
that's where the frustration comes in. The lecturer is frustrated and the student is frustrated.
Of
So
course.
when frustrations jam together, you know what will be the end result. So we must make learning fun. It is something I enjoy in Pretoria and in the UK. I could call up my lecturers at such a time like this, 11, 12 in the night. They will wake up on Skype. They help me go through the assignment. They tell me the areas I should look at. And if I send them mail, they will reply the next morning. So, and we can go to coffee shop and dine together as we discuss. They are not enemies. So let it be clear. Lecturers, we are privileged to serve. It could be any student someday. So they are not our enemies. They should be our friends. They should be able to reach us. They should be able to talk with us. And that's how we will make them become confident and believe in themselves that this learning and this course I will surely go through and make it. But when we set barriers, when we set, walls and don't build bridges, what happens? We demotivate them, and then we make them go underground, and they will do all kind of things just to get that degree. And it's
Yes.
shameful because we as lecturers are the ones who have contributed to that status quo.
Of
Today,
course.
many ladies will go underground to have all what it takes to have their degrees. That is not how it should happen. They should be they should come to learn this law with joy and believe that they will go through without any sexual harassment or coercion or any other corrupt act, being occasioned against them.
I mean,
That environment should be created,
Commissioner,
you know.
frankly speaking, do you know there is this notion about you that you pass students in a mass number, that you keep passing people, you
Mm-hmm.
give the ISAs, and then there are other lecturers on the other hand who take pride in failing students, or they will come to class. And I'm a very frank person. I will say these things. They will come to class and they will be so
Yeah,
happy to tell you that you all have failed in your modules. In fact, out of your 50, only 49 of you, only 2 of you passed. The rest 48 failed. So I mean, is this the environment we need to have to learn? Is this how we need to study? No, it's painful in a point as a student from our own point of view to go through in the 21st century to go through this kind of learning system. So I mean, what do you project for the future? How can we go around this, and how
yes.
can we
So
get to?
yeah, so let's put it in a context. I mean, let's be clear. There are students who are very weak and who deserve to fail. But then here's the thing that I am trying in my little way to always satisfy. It's my conscience and my God. And when I come to mark the script of my student, I come to it with a sense of cosmic responsibility that I am touching on the future of this boy or this girl. And I don't take it light. So I don't come to it and just want to give marks or just I am patient enough to read, even when the handwriting is so messy. I will follow it and make sure I get to the end because I want to make sure I give you the mark that you really deserve. So lecturers have to be patient, especially who are marking 300 and above, 200 and above scripts. There is the tendency for us just to rush things out sometimes and just, give marks because we want to give them and not be patient to read the scripts. So that's why if I award a mark, say A, in fact, it has been proven many times when my scripts are second mark, the lecturer will even want to add because he was, yeah, the computer will say, okay, let me check. And when he second marked, I was surprised to see him adding. So he said, no, I think you are very strict in marking. The A's, those who deserve A's, in fact, I added some more marks because to me, they need to have maybe A plus if there is a space for that. So that's exactly what we are talking about. It's about fairness. But again, how will students excel to that extent is when the lecturer also delivers. So it is also something that we must watch. If
Okay.
there is too much failure in a class, it is not so much also to be blaming the students all the time. There's need for a review as to whether in fact that lecturer is meeting up the expectations and is delivering the goods to the extent that students are understanding the concept. Because
Okay.
that's what exactly what I do. I make sure all my topics are completed. We have revision. We take it step by step. There's a discussion. There is presentation. There are PowerPoints. There are research. So by the time you go through step by step, you don't come to my exams with fear. You know what you are coming to write. And now what is the difficulty now? It's about failure. In fact, we are now thinking of how to get the best mark. So when that competition becomes, dissipating throughout, it saps, throughout the class. What happens? You will see a rebound of A's because everyone now is competing against the other. And that is exactly what I want in my class, to push the class to the point where I see everyone competing.
Okay.
Then I know
Okay.
my class has gotten good.
Commissioner,
That's why
okay,
the
Mahmoud Ba said,
yeah.
quite correct, sir. Most lecturers in the university demotivate students. They build walls and they instill fear in the students. It's really a sad state of affairs. Students understand lawyer Rashid's module better because he doesn't instill fear in them. He encourages them to study hard and pass well. Even his mode of lecture is very comfortable because students get the message without any ambiguity. How I wish other lecturers are like him. It's really pathetic. As a student, there is a starting module I like, but the lecturer demotivates most of us. Francis Calon is asking a question, sir. Commissioner, sir, what are the responsibility of law students in the current situation faced by our nation, which is struggling with a pandemic and curtailing the challenge of being constrained with this new learning environment in our world today? I think that's a very, very big question. So, what are the challenges?
Yes,
But I think it is best for the students to answer that. But anyways, that's a question for you, sir.
yes. No, it's a very, legitimate question to discuss about, because even though the effort is being made by the University of Sierra Leone to promote e-learning during this pandemic crisis situation, and also to push for online education, virtual learning, education. Let's don't be too optimistic, because we know the realities. We know as we are doing this now, the challenges. We have been off like 3 times now. That's the reality. And how many people can even have access to internet or smartphones and the likes? So we know bulk of our population lives in the interior areas, in the up-country environment. So there's a challenge, and even knowing how to deal with these issues. We have not been accustomed to operating like this. The virtual learning environment has not been there. So it's all new. It was last year that the university introduced online registration, online, not even online teaching, online registration. So now we're talking about online teaching or access to this. It's quite tough. It's going to be tougher. So what we are planning to do, as I run also the Legal Link program. We are trying to see how we could develop what I have called the COVID-19 back to school action plan. We have to, we will push this very soon, because we want to just give time to see how this virtual learning will really, how far it will go, and the realities. But if it's not workable, we will then push for a back to school action plan, which will submit to the Ministry of, even limit the number of students per class. We divide the classes, or can have open classes in open spaces, and they will limit the time frame. Say, for example, between 9 and 1, all classes should end and students should be down again to their normal. So let's see what can be done, because the truth is the e-learning virtual environment is new. There are challenges, and of course, energy and internet is also not, at its best in Sierra Leone for now. So maybe we could demystify this whole fear of COVID-19 spread in higher institution of learning by working on a back to school action plan. And that plan will encapsulate all the steps that each and every teacher institution must follow, and the students in that institution,
Okay.
given the situation we are finding ourselves at the
Okay,
moment.
Commissioner.
Because we did that also in Ebola.
Yes,
So
but
Ebola, we also did that as well.
uh,
People were afraid, but when we wrote the plan, eventually schools opened and we saw how people were compliant.
yes,
Yeah.
transcriber Kagbo said, "It's no secret that you are amazing, and many of us feel inspired here in your story, sir. Tell us something how you were able to navigate the students' political landscape and became president. Sorry. Also, you are ready for whatever challenge in the lecture room. What actually in you that's so special that makes you overcome the many challenges, which I guess you know. Soriba."
Yes. Yes, yes. I have been through a lot of challenges there. But there is that you should have what I call the tenacity. They should be there. The courage to dominate and overcome challenges. It should always be there. And that's what will help you if you want to be a good lawyer. Because out there in the universe, it's far different from the university. You will come to face the real world. Those who you didn't think are their friends, they will become opponents. And then that's the time you start defining how you deal with them. Imagine your best friend now is having a case, representing the other side, and then you are also representing the other side, and now you are in court. If you're a weakling, then it finishes you. So it's time to learn how to have courage within, self motivation within, and that's going to help you. And of course you have to be, back it up with also the divine. Be prayerful. Anything you're going through, ask God for grace and strength to go through it. It's not easy. There are times you will cry. I have cried a lot. I cried. There are times also when you sit down and you really discouraged, you sleep, you give up on things, but then something just jacks you up again, say, no, you can do this.
So
This will happen.
Bokai Kata is asking, why do you love taking human rights cases, sir? I think this is an
Yes,
obvious
that's my
question.
that's my call. That's my call. And the direction was set up is basically for human rights protection. All right. We are complementing the Human Rights Commission. They are the mandated constitutional, an institution to
Institution.
protect and promote human rights. But we are doing also that work from the civil perspective to complement. But the advantage we have, we can go to court, defend, actions, being public litigations, and also even take legal actions on behalf of affected groups. So that's the advantage we have, and that's the beauty about Legal Link. So we are set up to defend the rights of vulnerable groups in Sierra Leone because there is a gap there. We know a lot of problems are happening, with respect to fundamental human rights, not necessarily for everyone, but especially for the vulnerable groups.
Okay.
That's the group that is currently being affected the most. They are the ones that are worst hit when it comes to human rights violations.
Okay.
And we have not seen much at all in terms of protection of their rights. So, for example, the disabled, the amputee, the war wounded, the Ebola survivors, the aged, abused women, abused children, environmental rights, laborers' rights, human rights defenders, for example, journalists, those who are risking their lives to bring out the issues, to defend others' rights, who defend their rights when the law has confronted them. So we have agreed as lawyers, human rights lawyers, to defend them. So we're not doing it out of political lens. We're just fulfilling our mandate because that's when our environment will become unique. When those who risk their lives to help others become victims of the law, who defends them? That's the question.
All right.
So we have placed ourselves. For example, now any journalist that has been arrested in this country, you will see Legal Link defending them. Not
Mm.
because they are giving us money, not because of politics, but because we have pledged our life as human rights lawyers to defend human rights defenders
Okay.
in the nation.
Idrissa Momo, and LLB final honors two students, said at least something good and quite modern is coming out of this COVID-19 pandemic. The e-learning will be very much appreciated even after this pandemic. I think we will agree with Idrissa Momo on that. Of course, we at the Law Society Commission, I'm pleased to inform you as the principal representative of the Law Society that at the Law Society, hello, Commissioner, can you hear me? Hello?
I'm getting.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm getting.
yeah, okay. I said we at the Law Society, we are pleased to inform
Yes.
you that we have taken the lead. As you can see, we've acquired softwares to
Yes.
ensure we foster the e-learning and complement the efforts of the administration. So, what do you think
Yes.
this is attainable? Can we attain? Can we get there? Can we get to the goal? Can we reach there? Can we stream live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram with no internet interruptions? Can we get there really?
Yes. So this is an eye opener, and I congratulate you guys for taking the bold step. I'm sure we have to also push on this when we get back to normalcy, and we must have a system in place that will promote this kind of learning environment in the university, especially in the law department. So we'll be doing a lot of Skype calls, tutorials, also Zoom calls, and then of course even online, Facebook, live, because it's important we take learning out of the classroom. That is my focus. Okay, I am quite dark a little because I'm
No, it's
trying to
okay.
have the
You
charge as
yeah,
well.
yeah, we can
Yes,
hear you. You can go ahead. The
yes, I'm
program is
having the
so
charge. I'm
yeah.
having the
We
charge.
barely
Yes,
have
that's
time now. We're almost wrapping up. So let me
okay.
ask you this quick one from Mahmoud Ba again. How prepared are you to kick the ball rolling during this e-learning period? So, Commissioner,
How
how
prepared I am?
yeah
Sorry.
to kick the ball rolling during this period, this e-learning period? Yes.
Yes. So yeah, the Law Society, I'm sure, will be taking the lead, like the president and his team are doing now.
Yeah.
So
Commissioner, I think this is Sierra Leone. We've lost Commissioner Rashid again. Uh, I think it's almost time. That would have been the last question, really. But it's a pity that we've lost him at the. Let me see if I can try to get him back so that he will say goodbye to us. But his story is really inspiring. He has inspired us. Greatly tonight, and I believe we've learned from him as students of Rabi College. Um, Colleagues, viewers, I had wanted to use this opportunity before to inform you all that by the will of God, if all goes well, on the 13th of June, right at this medium, we shall be having Professor Patrick Leach Otenyo Lumumba to give a public lecture on the topic Africa and COVID-19, the opportunity to take global leadership, courtesy of the Law Society in partnership with the PLO Lumumba Foundation Sierra Leone chapter. So on the 13th of June, if God wills, we shall be having Professor Lumumba live on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and on our website. Of course, we had wanted him to come and give the public lecture at Amphitheater, but due to the global pandemic, that will not happen now. So we've decided to go online. We shall be having him online by the will of God come the 13th of June 2020. We wish we see you all there. So we are struggling now to get Commissioner again. I don't think Commissioner will come back because he was having issues with his phone. So that was Commissioner Rashid Dumbuya, and that was his life story. That was his journey, and we've all had his ideas, innovative ideas to transform the University of Sierra Leone. It has been a pleasure with being with you here this evening. Thank you very much for joining us. For all those who send in their comments, we want to thank you all, and we want to ask you to keep tuning in for the online tutorials that is coming to you every day at 4. After the holy month of Ramadan, we shall go back to the drawing board and review the timetable and see if we can get a beautiful time which all of us can converge together for the online tutorials. So once more again, I want to express my sincere gratitude to you all for joining us this evening. We hope to see you again once again, on the 13th of June 2020, the Law Society, Frabe College, in partnership with the PLO Lumumba Foundation, Sierra Leone, shall be having Professor Lumumba live on Facebook on the Law Society Online TV. So it has been a wonderful time with you. Thank you very much, and hope to see you soon again. Again, before at least I forget, we are looking for sponsorship. We are really struggling with internet. Internet has been the problem. We are spending a lot on internet. We want sponsorship. If you are out there, you want to ensure this e-learning continues, please, if you have the upper hand to help, kindly help. We are looking forward for your help. Thank you very much for joining us. I have been your humble host, signing off, Mohammed Wuriba. Bye bye.